As you might know, I am a professional Scrum trainer, which means I teach a lot of classes. And obviously, since the beginning of the pandemic, I've been teaching mostly online classes, though I do have an odd in-person class here or there. But generally, on a day-to-day, I am staying in my home office and I'm teaching the online classes. So in this video, I wanted to show you kind of the behind the scenes of how I teach my classes, what do I do, how do I prepare, how do I find time to do other work. And this is where I just wanted to show you some time lapses. I'm going to explain some parts of the video and kind of show you hour by hour really of what I'm doing during the day and how I also teach the class in creating great experiences for my students as well, because there are some things around that. And of course, what are some of the admin tasks I need to do apart from actually facilitating the class itself. So let's jump right in. I start my day by getting ready for the class a bit in advance. My class starts at 9 a.m., so I'm getting into the office, into my home office, and setting up my working space around 8. There are a few things that I need to prepare before the class actually starts. First, I raise my desk as I like to start my day standing. It gets me some extra energy in the morning. I then turn on my camera and check my microphone and set it all up in my software. I currently use OBS Studio for that. Then I check my class material, just making sure everything is in order, the correct links have been sent to students, and that my Miro board is ready. I also open up the trainer guide on my second screen. Even though I have taught this class so many times, I like to have the reference there just in case. There you can see that I'm making some last-minute changes on my Miro board, something I should have done in advance, but I never get a chance to do it. So I just usually get some extra time in the morning on the first day of the class for just this. If I have some time left, I usually also check my emails and sync up with my Scrum Master team, since I know that I won't get a chance to really work on anything else during the day. My full attention will be on the class. The day starts at 9 a.m. for me for the class itself, and I greet my students and we start with the first part of the class. I usually have a lot of admin and introductions to get out of the way at the beginning. So the first hour is quite heavy on the presentation from my side. Though for smaller groups like I had this time, we were able to do a quick round of introductions from all students, and that was great, that was fun. We also do a quick exercise at the beginning of the class, always. Students are having lots of discussions while, I'm just staring at the screen. This part usually takes me about 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, and then we're off for our first break of the day. This is where I get my coffee. I came back with my coffee a couple of minutes earlier because I wanted to do some work on the side. I'm talking with my team on WhatsApp there, if you can see, and I'm also checking in on any tasks that I have assigned to me on ClickUp. As you can see, I've lowered my desk already and I'm actually sitting down. I usually stand until almost the end of the day and only sit down for maybe the last hour of the class. However, I hurt my foot during exercise, so I had to sit down almost right away in the morning. And we're back to the second section of the class, which will go until lunch. A lot of me talking in this part of the class. Time here runs really fast as we are doing some exercises and I'm actually participating as a student. I had 7 people in this class, and in some cases, like here, I needed to have 4 teams in the exercise. So it made sense for me to split the group into 3 pairs and then pair up with the student that has been left to form the 4th pair. I participated in the whole exercise apart from obviously facilitating it and doing the debrief. Almost every exercise requires some kind of presentation from students, even just sharing their insights. In this part, every group was sharing their ideas on the specific scenario they were working on. Each group would present their insights, and then I usually add anything that might have been missing. As I'm listening, I take some quick notes on stickies because I don't want to interrupt, but I also don't want to forget those important points I need to make. This was a long exercise, and it took us all the way until lunchtime. Lunchtime. Okay, and we're back on the other day's recording here. As you can see by my outfit, I had some time during the break to do some other work. That was actually during our campaign on YouTube. So you can see that I'm kind of sitting on YouTube, going through the comments right now and checking which answer is the winner to one of my challenge questions. And on the left side, I'm actually chatting with my team there on WhatsApp. I'm giving some instructions to my designer to get some images ready. WhatsApp has been a real life changer for our communication within our team because it's easily accessible on any platform and on the phone. The notifications are easy to track and see on your phone as well. I use Slack, of course, but it's really important to find tools that work best for your team and not be afraid to switch if the tools you're currently using are not saving you time. I did a big chunk of work there and I needed to get a lot of things ready before I could really complete this campaign. Now, that was some work I did on the side, not the class itself. While I have a team taking care of a lot of work, there's still some things that must be done by me, like selecting the winner of the challenge we ran in May. After this break, the last part of our class has started. I'm doing some admin stuff at this point behind the scenes. The students are in a long exercise in breakout rooms, and I'm just checking in with them from time to time. As you can see on my middle monitor, I'm alone in the main room in Zoom. Since it's the end of the day and we are almost done, I usually open the door to the office so I have an occasional furry guest come in. Some of the things that I need to do at the end of the class is to add all of the student contact details into the class system, upload the class materials, etc. I need to make sure that all of the links I'm sharing are working, and of course, I need to pay some student fees. All of that is what I'm doing here. I'm also exporting the mirror board into a PDF file. Even though my students have access to the board, it is good to have all of the information in a PDF instead. And so before I actually export the file, I go back and review all of the slides and rearrange the sticky notes that were created by students during the class. Sometimes there are notes that are outside of the frame, so they won't export if I don't rearrange them, or sometimes notes are on top of each other, blocking the text. So all of those small adjustments that I need to do to make sure that the classroom materials are readable and useful. Okay, I have just sent the students into the breakout rooms for a longer exercise, and it means that I have a little bit of time to work on some of the admin stuff I need to do to submit the class. So there are a few things that I need to get ready so that the students receive their emails after the class and they receive all of the class materials. So I do need to pay attention to the time. They're doing 3 rounds without me, and just to make sure that they get the most out of this exercise, I want to keep an eye on this timer and send them broadcast little messages to them so that they know what to do at which points, though I did ask them to self-organize and to pay attention to the time. But you know how it is if no one really is looking at the timer. So I'm going to be doing that, just looking into the timer, sending them a quick message, and then in the meantime, finishing up some of that admin stuff so that I don't have to do it later and I can have a shorter day, hopefully. Probably not. While I had some extra time, I actually decided to make some updates to my class template. I have a Miro template that I just copy for every class, which saves me a lot of time. However, during every class, I discover something. For example, I may notice an error that I need to fix in my template. Or maybe I decided to change an exercise and now I want to run it using this new method going forward. All of those small changes need to be added to my original Miro board if I don't want to redo it all again during next class. And as I was finishing this all up, the exercise has been completed for the students. So all of the students came back into the main room. It was the moment to thank the participants, give them some last instructions, and say goodbye. That was an awesome class, and I love PSM2. It is my favorite class. It is now around 3 p.m. because I'm doing this class in 3 days, so it's day 3. I'm finished with the class. I am, as usual, pretty fried at the end of the third day, so I'm gonna take a break right now because I do have another meeting. I have a mentorship session at 4, so I want to get ready for that one, but I do want to take a little break so that I'm once again clear and on top of things at the time that I'm doing my mentorship session. So that will be kind of the end of my day today. I have already submitted everything I needed to do for the class, so it's ready. I don't need to do anything else. On my side, I have a lot of automations set up that send out the emails to my students, and that definitely helps save a lot of time for me. Just need to do a little bit of that admin stuff behind the scenes. That will be kind of it. I do want to do a bit of other work. Maybe I'll do it after my little break when I am teaching classes. Honestly, I don't take as many breaks because I think the lunchtime is the only real break that I take, because when we have a break, maybe between, say, we do a morning break, I only grab a coffee and usually come back. Sometimes students would have questions, so I would stay behind to answer some of those questions for the students. So that also kind of takes away from my break. I usually kind of stay connected. A lot of the exercises that people do, if it's a smaller group, for example, this time only 7 students were here, so I needed to jump into some of the exercises as a student to ensure that the learning experience is at its best, like absolute top. That's always my priority. Well, today, the third day, definitely was a bit heavy, lots of things to take care of, lots of exercises that I'm actively participating in, and that's kind of it. So I'll be taking a little break, maybe grab another coffee or a snack, maybe tea. Is there less caffeine in tea? I don't know. But I'll just take a break and get ready for my mentorship session that is going to be pretty soon, in just 50 minutes. I might need to prepare for that one. I'm finishing my day with a one-on-one mentorship session with my trusty little remarkable paper tablet to take some notes. If you want to get a $40 discount, by the way, my referral link will be in the description. I have a Miro board open on the screen on the side that we use to track our progress and exchange the information. I also use it to teach specific topics that we need to cover during our mentorship sessions. So there's a lot of me talking in this part, of course, but I'm also sharing and asking questions to the mentee in my session and also getting some of their feedback during the session as well. And that really summarizes the end of the day. Was the last thing I did on this particular day specifically. And once I finished the mentorship session, I just turned off my camera, I turned off the lights, and I kind of went away from my desk. And that was the end of the day for me. And this was a quick overview of my day as an online trainer. I hope that gave you some idea of what I do on a daily basis when I'm teaching classes. So I finished around 5 p.m., which is the ideal time for me to finish the day. It usually allows me to finish a lot of the work during the day, including the class. Of course, I do have other work that happens after the class, but also not to finish too late, because I do some exercise, so some fitness exercise at the end of the day. And if I finish too late, then it gets really hard to motivate myself. So it actually helps me to finish between 5 and 6 p.m. Obviously, this showed the training day, so a day where I have been training full day almost full day. So I was training from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And after that, I had some time to work on other stuff. But obviously, if I'm doing something else, if I'm not training, if I'm consulting, if I'm just working on Scrum Mastered, my day will look very different. But this was a very typical Scrum trainer day or just an online trainer day. This is really what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope you learned something new. And if you did, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let me know what you thought of this video, and let me know if you would like me to do more similar videos like this one. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers and Scrum on!